Am I gonna stand here and make a video while all these tourists are looking at me? Yes, I think I am. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we are definitely back in Dubai and we have a lot to talk about for sure. So obviously I did a big trolling of this country, and being back here for some people it's like they thought I would never be back in this country. I know I said that. Technically, I am not like coming to work. I'm here because I'm very curious. The things that I was talking about when they were deporting Africans from the UAE. I want to see the impact, the aftermath of all that deportation. I want to see, is it better, Also, I have new messages, especially for my Africans who are still thinking about to come to the UAE. And I feel like it's better to relay this kind of information when you are on ground. Because if I'm warning someone about something that I'm just assuming, then I'm just projecting my fears onto someone. But if I'm on ground, if I'm here in the UAE and I'm telling you like, hey, the situation is like this and this, I believe if I were listening to someone, I would take them more seriously if they were on ground. I would understand better if, for example, I knew the information was very experienced, very genuine and brand new, not those things of where I would be like, I was in the UAE, blah, and I came back and this is what I saw. No, right now, I'm in the UAE and whatever I'm going to be telling you is real-time information. Yeah. So to start with, yes, the deportations were very brutal. Right now, I'm going to turn around my camera and show you guys. There is no other black person except me. Like in this whole place, there's so many people, by the way. There are tourists and I'm the only black person around this place. Isn't that crazy? I mean, is it just me or that is really crazy? I'm saying this is crazy because before it was actually so many Africans, so many black people. You just look around and you would feel like Dubai is mainly occupied by Africans. So looking around and not being able to spot even one single African, crazy to me. I move around Dera, obviously I'm still living nearby Dera because if I'm gonna relay the information, I'm gonna have to find the information, and Dera is the place to actually interact with people, meet so many Africans. So as I was moving around and interacting with people, I realized there is barely anyone to interact with. All the people that I met, the Africans, they were either coming from work or going to work. So it means that it is actually very hard to find Africans redundant in the UAE anymore because so many of them have returned to Africa. I know more than 10 people, personally, 10 people that I interacted with, 10 people that were people that I know. I'm not going to use the word friends because of lately I've changed my mind on the word friend. I don't use it on anyone and everyone. So people that I actually knew, people that I interacted with many times, people whose numbers I have and we talk if there is need, that were deported. Yeah, 10 people. And for one person, that's a lot of people. And for someone like me who doesn't have so many people that I actually talk with or know or interact with, that's too many people. And they are still doing the cleanup. They are still, there's still police everywhere. When you look around, especially if you're like around there, when you look around, it's rare not to see a police vehicle that is just, moving around, stopping people and asking them for documents. There is a guy I met, he's from Uganda, and I was trying to ask him the same way I said I'm going to be asking for information. And he told me that there hasn't been a day that has gone by when he hasn't been stopped by the police and asked to present his documents. Now, you can imagine something like that every single day. You are moving around, you're going to work, you're coming from work, you're going to buy something from the grocery shop, and you are interacting with the police. And every time they catch people, actually, I witnessed this with my own eyes, whereby we were crossing the road and we were like so many people, and the police was like on the other side. After we crossed the road, the police called the people who crossed first, who were literally in front, and they stopped them. So me, when I crossed, at first, I didn't expect it in my mind, so I was just focused to where I was going. So I didn't stop to interact with the police like how they called everyone else. But after I had gone past them, after they probably just let me go, after all, they had so many people to deal with in that moment, I realized like, hey, they literally just stopped us and they were asking these guys for their documents. I'm like, well, like this had never happened to me for the many years, you guys, I told you, for the many years that I was in the UAE when I didn't have a valid visa. Not once was I stopped by the police. Not once. But this time it actually happened. Well, there was one moment when I was in a taxi and there was like a roadblock and every car that was coming through was being stopped and everyone inside the car was being asked. But luckily enough, that was after I had a visa. Because from time to time, I would validate my visa, pay off the overstay fines. And yeah, so the time they did stop me, luckily enough, was the time I actually had a valid visa. And by this time, they were actually stopping cars. They weren't stopping people like they are doing now. Right now, they are actually stopping people. Like you're walking on the street, you meet a CID, you meet the police, and they're going to be like, hey, where are your papers? You guys, okay. The other thing is, filming from here, I love the background, obviously, and the lighting is great. I think maybe I'll see if it's not when I'm editing, but the people, there's so many people and they keep staring at me. Let me show you guys. Okay, this doesn't turn this way. Like people keep staring at me, which is understandable. Obviously, I have a whole tripod stand and I'm standing, I have a microphone and I'm filming. It's understandable that people have to stare. Anyway, so in the consecutive videos, this is what you're going to expect. I'm going to talk deeply about jobs in the UAE because I know so many Africans are still gonna need to come to the United Arab Emirates. I've spent 4 months in Uganda, I think. Yeah, actually more than 4 months in Uganda, and I was starting a few things here and there which are still ongoing, and I honestly thank God that I'm actually able to do that. I was able to set up things that are going to help me, have some income and all that. But I know so many other Africans, they don't have that opportunity or they don't have the luxury to have passive incomes set up. So I know many Africans are still gonna need to come to the UAE to look for jobs. That being said, I'm already too deep. I'm already in too deep. I've already committed myself to understanding the UAE. I'll try to understand other countries. I've been looking for a Qatar visa because I know there are so many Ugandans as well who are in Qatar. So I'm here to understand the job market after the whole deportation thing. Are there more jobs that are now available for Africans here in the UAE? And if the jobs are indeed there, how can they apply for these jobs? What is the process? What is the easiest way? And my goal is to somehow minimize the problems that Africans face while they are trying to chase opportunities here in the UAE. So many people lose their money to fake agents, they lose their money to scammers, and I'm trying to understand if there is a better way and try to relay this information. So if you are an African or you're in support of this, share this message, leave a like. That is how you support me, and I hope I'll be able to change someone's path and in a positive way. Yeah, that's basically my goal. I don't have any other ambition while doing this. Full disclosure, I do enjoy creating videos. I do enjoy standing right here in front of the camera and speaking. So let's see how that goes. Let's see how possible it is gonna be for everyone who is interested to come and work in the UAE. Let's see how easy it is going to be for them to come and join. Yeah, the deportations might come, but I believe that UAE wasn't always bad. The people who came here, first the people who came through the right channels, whereby you were recruited by a company from your country and then brought here. They were paid well, first of all, and they were given better living conditions. So the UAE wasn't always bad for Africans. And I believe that's where we are headed to now, that they are eliminating the redundant people who have failed to get jobs for some reason, people who have got comfortable living in the UAE without jobs or without a direction. Yeah, so I believe that's where we are headed, and that should be so much better even for Africans. So in a sense, I'm finally accepting or realizing the mission that the UAE government had when they were doing all those deportations. You know, sometimes it's hard to clean up the streets, which is probably why Uganda has failed and so many other African countries have failed to clean up their streets, because it's tough love. It involves cooling ropes, it involves, somehow dehumanizing people being arrested. It's tough love, but I guess sometimes it has to be done. I can't believe I'm saying that. Who am I? Who have I become? Yeah, I know I'm going to lose some followers who probably believe in, I don't know what they believe in, but I feel like my message before was a little bit different. Like, it was all about, you're doing wrong to Africans. Just stop it. Just don't do it. It doesn't matter what your goal is. Don't deport Africans. I didn't even give suggestions of how else it should be done. I don't know. Maybe I didn't think it through, and at this point, I believe I have. And at this point, let's see. Maybe we might change our minds, but I don't think we will. Yes, Africans were really more targeted than any other races here in the UAE, but I feel like it had to be done. I feel like the results are worth it. That should end this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. It's very cold here in the UAE. This is the perfect time to come and tour. That's why I'm wearing, let me show you guys. It is like a very big blanket, but it's warm. It's kind of warm, but it's not long enough. I wish it was long and reaching down so that I'm inside there and not feeling any cold. But it's so cold and nice. Bye bye, you guys. See you guys in the next video.